Hello, everyone out there. This is Bill Sefakar, and welcome to the American Dreamer Show. This is our 18th show, John.
Wow.
Yes. And I want to share something with you
Okay.
because this is the 18th letter of the Hebrew language, the alphabet.
This meaning what?
Chai. Chai. You've heard of l'chaim?
Yeah.
To life?
Right.
My folks brought this back from Israel.
Bill, tell us what you're holding in your hand.
Chai.
It's
I'm gonna explain.
It's a necklace around your neck.
A gold chain.
Yeah.
My folks brought back from Israel, and I was in my 20s, quite a while ago. I've worn it every day.
Oh,
for the last.
I never noticed.
Oh, you never saw me in a bathing suit?
Thank goodness.
Thank you. Thank God. Anyway, but the letters Chai 18 is good luck.
Okay.
And it's two letters. The Het, which is the 8th letter of the Hebrew language alphabet, which means God, part of derivation, and the 10th letter, which is a Yud, it's a little thing that's sort of hanging out like an apostrophe. And when you put that together, Yud means man. So when you put those together, God and man, you get life.
Wow.
Chai, C-H-A-I.
That's pretty deep. Let me get a quick picture.
Oh, you're the wonderful man.
Let me get a picture of that.
Oh, wowie kazowie.
Yeah, but don't let me disturb from your.
No, you're. It's life. L'chaim, to life. Okay. All right. Now, well, John, this is our Valentines edition, like I said. And is there a lucky woman in your life, or two, or three? Are you taking the 5th or the 4th?
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't discuss that right now.
All right. Just wish them all a very happy Valentine's Day.
Them all.
All right. And we have a great show, which is what I fell into that last week. All the Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, they all say they have a monster show, or, well,
with a really big shoe. As Sullivan used to say that.
Well, it's Valentine's Day. So let's say we have a heartwarming show. Okay. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to share. We're going to get into, but there's love, life, togetherness. And with Valentine's Day upon us, let it be good vibes, good feelings, and sharing it.
You've been really tight-lipped about this show. Like, usually you share your script with me. You let me know what songs are coming, and I don't know nothing. I'm just sitting here in the dark.
No, you're not. Because if we were in the dark, I wouldn't be able to read it. Okay, so no, I wanted to share something with you. You remember the poems? I gave you the Ode to January, which is going to be uploaded as part of my January Part 2, February Part 1 newsletter on Joe's Lifelong Legacy, my website with the book.com. And I've been putting these poems together. And last year for Valentine's Day, I'm going to read you the Ode to February 2019, which is going to be uploaded. And then I'll read last year's. I'll share that with you. But this is my version for February 2019. Love, 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 it takes on many shapes and forms. You can conform to your many norms. We'll take you to unbearable experiences and rob you of total lack of your senses, or heighten them and let you soar over the fences. Love can do strange things, as we are aware, if you let it, like hanging onto a balloon in the air, or pulling at a rope with someone you care for's on the other end. Valentine's Day is just that, one day. So don't put all your love in one basket or in one box of candy. Share it around, spread it around, keep it handy. That was my contribution for this Valentine.
Okay.
Now this last year was, and this was, if you could see, I have a little cupids floating around on my newsletter from last year. I'll have some pictures for this year when it's uploaded in the next day or so. So this was Valentine's Day 2018. All you lovers of life, as well as you lovers of the earth, you caregivers of caring, give of your bounty, and your bounty will always be filled to the brim. Make sure to give Cupid a big wide-angle shot to land his mark. You never can tell what the results will be. It will only feel like a little pinch and give you the warm fuzzies forever. Let me...
you wrote that?
Yeah, you never can tell what the results will be. If it will only feel like a pinch and gives you the warm fuzzies forever.
Huh, okay.
That's when Cupid gets his... shoots. And that's why I had the cupids on that. Okay. Well, I came across some interesting things, John, as always. And, my father and mother married 67 years. And during the book, American Dreamer, it proliferated with many richly sprinkled examples of how my parents took their lives together so seriously. So I was perusing through and, with all these poems and, you say, well, where do you think I got it from?
Your dad.
So you have your book in front of you, and I put in your...
Such a romantic guy.
Oh, he was an amazing man and spirit. So if you turn to page 358, because I put that little, what do you call it there? You see the red tag, red, pink for Valentine's Day. And this is just one of many inferences. So I came across this, and there are two parts. I'm just going to read one part. It's Reflecting on Our Love Together by Joe Sefakar. On January 3rd in 1942, Thelma and Joe said, I do. 50 years have passed so swiftly, and they're still married. Isn't that nifty? Through the years, they've remained side by side, living in Palm Harbor, Silver Spring, Syosset, and Woodside. Their lives have passed through different stages. They've moved around while Joe earned his wages. When Joe returned from the war, they were in each other's arms once more. Their lives were blessed with a little boy, Billy. They doted on that boy, something silly. After 5 years, their family grew some more. They had Bonnie, and now they were 4. In 1954, they moved to Syosset, where they could afford a home and a dog. Joe and Thelma were living high off the kosher hog. Well, they raised their family, and Joe got the itch. He gave Thelma his famous sales pitch. Let's move to D.C. and I'll work for the Department of Defense. Doesn't that make a lot of sense? Well, they moved to Parkside Plaza in Silver Spring, and they made some great things. They traveled around the world and raised 2 kids. Now, that was part 1, and I'll share part 2 at another point.
Okay, maybe next Valentine's Day.
Whatever. Okay, so John, it's Valentine's Day. And I think it would be appropriate to do a love song.
Aha.
Okay.
Okay. Something by the Beatles, maybe?
No.
No.
I'm going to do a love song.
By Elton John.
Not.
Am I getting closer?
You're getting closer.
Okay.
A love song. But.
By The Cure?
No. This is by Kenny Loggins and Jim Messina.
I thought you were going to say John Denver.
Well, not yet. And this is called the love song. I have another teaser on that. Then we're going to go with. It's a kind of song that if I were a troubadour, which I would love, I would go traipsing through the countryside singing, these kind of songs. There's another song, one of the first songs I came online here, the podcast called Timeless Skies with Al Stewart. While traveling northward on a backcountry lane, I came upon the village where first I grew. That's the kind of song. But this is Kenny Loggins and Jim Messina, and it's called A Love Song.
Ah.
There's a wren in the willow wood, flies so high and he sings so good, and he brings to you what he sings to you. And the love in his lullaby seems to tell me if I try, I could fly for you. And lover, I wanna try for you. 'Cause I wanna sing you a love song. I wanna rock you in my arms all night long. I wanna get to know you. I wanna show you the peaceful feeling of my home. Summer thunder on moon bright days, northern lights in skies ablaze, I'll bring to you. If you let me sing to you. Silver wings in a fiery sky show the trail of our love, and I'll sing to you. Love is what I bring to you. I wanna sing to you. Oh, I wanna sing you the love song. I wanna rock you in my arms all night long. I wanna get to know you. I wanna show you the peaceful feeling of my home. La 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Oh, I wanna sing you a love song. I wanna rock you in my arms all night long. Oh, I wanna get to know you. I wanna show you the peaceful feeling of my home. La 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Okay, that was Loggins and Messina.
Loggins and Messina, not just Loggins.
No,
but both of them.
Yes, Kenny. That was one of their first on their first song. I played Danny's song on here about a month ago.
Didn't they do Your Mama Don't Dance and Your Daddy Don't Rock and Roll?
Oh God, yeah, that's so many beautiful. Gila, and they just down by the river, which I was going to play. The river runs down by the river. But anyway, that just started his career.
The van parked down by the river?
No, that was another one.
That's another one.
So, John, I was, thank you, Sir James. Being Valentine's Day, how about if we do another love song?
Another one?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Right, James?
Sure.
James Arruda, you gave me my 12 string, so I'm ready. But you got to help me on my little James. Oh, here we go. That's just dum da da dum. Here we go. So, John, how about another love song?
Sure, that sounds fantastic, Bill. What's it going to be?
I just told you. You know,
another love song. This one's the one by The Cure, right?
No. You know, when the baseball season starts, we're going to do Who's On First. We'll do that, okay?
Yeah.
All right? Because I just told you.
That's what I want to know.
What's the song?
What's the song?
A love song. This is Elton John.
Aha.
And Leslie Duncan.
Okay.
That's why I was sort of in.
So I was in the ballpark.
Yeah, what's on first?
Right. Third base.
All right. So this is a love song
by Elton John.
And Leslie Duncan, she would put the words together. It was from, I think, his Tumbleweed Connection, one of the first.
Gotcha. I knew there was an Elton John song called Love Song.
Yeah, that's what it is. But when we say I'm doing a love song, I'm doing love song. It doesn't sound.
What's the name of the song?
A love song. And it's some beautiful.
You're not going to tell me the name of the song?
I told it to you.
That's what I want to know. What's the name of the song?
Love song.
Third base.
I'm having fun with you, John.
I'll be quiet now.
Showing you the love.
I'll be quiet so you can play the song.
This is Valentine's Day, and you know, show me the love here. But I even put in a verse. I wrote in because this is the American Dreamer show. You're
rewriting Elton John's song?
I just added this verse because it had to do with dreams. Okay, you'll see where it is. Okay, so it's one of his favorite songs. When he first came out, everybody said they wanted him to play this song, even though your song was on it. And country. What was that song? Country. It's from the Tumbleweed Connection. Yeah. Check that, please. All right. So this is Elton John with Leslie Duncan. A love song. The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the old burning coal. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind the life we knew. But there's no other way, and now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom the lesson we must learn. And here's the one, John. Dreams are the visions we must earn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I'm glad. Okay. So we go on to the next phase of the Valentine's Day show. And I have Love is in the Air, John, you know, I think maybe somewhere, somehow. And so I found in my Dumb and Dumber things, these were some kind of love related tidbits. Remember Rita Rudner, the comedian?
Rita Rudner, yeah.
Yeah. So she wrote this. She said, my boyfriend and I broke up. The stand-up comic Rita Rudner said, he wanted to get married and I didn't want him to. Okay, now this is one about feelings and senses, how guys, women say we don't have feelings, you know?
Who says?
Well, I'm telling you who said. So it's true that men who cry are sensitive to and in touch with feelings, writer Nora Ephron pointed out. She said that the only feelings they tend to be sensitive to and in touch with were their own. So that was that one. And here's Jack Benny. He's becoming a staple. He was on one of my, I think last week when he received an award for one of the, Grammys or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he didn't deserve it, but he also has ulcers and he didn't deserve that too. So, but he said the TV comic Jack Benny, my wife Mary and I have been married for 47 years, and not once have we had an argument serious enough to consider divorce. Marriage, yes, but divorce, never. Okay, so we're getting into some words, and we'll try to we'll do this quick. Words to live by. And this was on my father's birthday, which would be next week, esculent. And the origin is from Latin, suitable by nature for use as food, especially for human beings. Edible, used in a sentence, whether or not it was esculent was debatable. Dad's tuna, pineapple, and broccoli casserole was undoubtedly innovative, but it reminds me, it wasn't too, enticing. But when I was growing up with Buzzer Bob, who I think we might have him on the show, we concocted all these different specialties. Like, did you ever have a tuna fish malted?
A tuna fish malt?
Malted, yeah.
No, it doesn't sound very good.
Well, that we had for dessert, we had a sardine sundae.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was esculent. You won't forget that word. All right, vignette. That's April 15th, which was, tax day. And it's pronounced like vignette. And Dad loved this word. The origin is French, and the definition is a picture that shaves off gradually into the surrounding areas or the unprinted page. Used in a sentence, purchased a lovely Victorian vignette at the flea market. I might add, it also is a small statement or paper. So, John, if we go back to the book.
Back to the book.
Okay, on page, I think it's 350. It has a vignette.
That's a tongue twister.
It has a lot of words in there, but yeah. It doesn't. It's French, though they don't pronounce it for them.
I thought a vignette was a salad dressing.
Oh yes, you're so right, James.
That's vinaigrette, I think.
Oh yes, I like that with all the what is that? Pomegranate. Yeah. Well, this is on page 405. 405. I'm sorry. And Dad wrote in later years. This is vignette for 2005 and 2006, and he gives you the dates. August 27th, Americans not getting handed news. Boy, how things have changed. And then October 26th, 22nd, China strengthens at our expense. Let's not repeat Brits' arrogance. Beer, Bush, and the Iraqi tar baby. Well, he was pretty cool. November 2nd, a jerk. A jerks get out of the hurricane. November 5th, Congress, Bravo Congress opened. Did I say that? You hear a lot about gun lobby, namely the National Rifle Association. This is 2005. So he goes down each, December 17th, tolerate all faiths, defend your own. January 11th, we have the power to end corruption. He just loved to add everything. He just loved it. You need to get a copy of the book.
Who's Tar Baby?
Hey, I'll ask that tonight. See if he sends me a message. Okay.
The Iraqi Tar Baby? Is that Saddam Hussein?
I guess so.
I guess so.
Right.
Tar Baby. I never heard him called that before. That's kind of mean.
Saddam Hussein was called.
He was kind of mean.
Oh, he was mean. That's okay. So the last word is parathon. It's on June 1st and 2nd. Parithian, and the origin is Greek, and it's the definition of a tonsil. Used in a sentence. Anisha named one Parsimeon Ben and the other Jerry. After all, the chunky monkey ice cream she was going to eat as soon as they were removed, those were her tonsils. Parsimeon. So she was going to have ice cream after they removed the tonsils. Didn't you have your tonsils removed?
I did have them taken out.
And I remember I was 5. I had every childhood sickness. They said it was related to the tonsils, all the food and whatever germs.
It's just a bunch of crap, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't yet. That was the other part of the tons. But anyway, but I remember the doctor was putting the anesthesia in, and I said, "Am I going to have the ice cream?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready." That was the last.
I remember that after I got up, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the ice cream.
Yes.
And then they brought the ice cream, and I was fast asleep, and I woke up, and all the ice cream was melted. I missed out on the ice cream. How sad is that?
I wasn't going to let the rest of my life. You've been in my freezer.
Yeah,
I have 7, 8 cartons, and whenever there's a sale 2 for 1, I never can refuse that.
The problem with you is you don't finish. Now I finished my ice cream.
I'm finishing it, and you guys are over here to help me. So that's part of it.
It's going to be my dinner, I think.
Well, we have I have fish, Alaska cod.
I think I'm going to have ice cream.
Well, I'm going to start with that. Okay, part 2. These are some of the sayings for the dreamer stuff that we've been using for inspiration. Okay. Be brave, fight for what you believe in, and make your dreams your reality. And here's a nice one. Every star is a dream, dreams that haven't come true yet. And follow your dreams, and the universe will open doors for you with their only walls. And believe in your dreams. They were given to you for a reason. Katrina Mayer. And here's one of our favorites. We've had him on like every other show. Laughter is timeless. Imagination has no age. And dreams are forever. Who do you think that is? WD. Not WD-40, though.
Walt Disney.
Yeah. And here's some other cool things. Minds are like parachutes. They only function when they're open. That's Thomas Duor. And be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. Basil King. And those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. That was Edgar Allan Poe. Beat of the heart. Remember the telltale heart?
Nevermore.
The Raven.
I have one.
Yes, please.
Money can't buy love, but it improves your bargaining position.
That's a good one for love, for Valentines.
Sure.
Okay. We're going to be moving right along. What I wanted to share with you was that, John, we lost a friend, a dear friend of ours.
We did.
And I want you to please help us get through some of this, because you were very, very close with him.
Sure. It's our friend Steve from Public Access, and one of the places where we met, Bill.
Amen.
And he was always very quick-witted and very, always very. He ran a tight ship. And,
I know. And I was late.
You were always late, and I remember just maybe just a couple of weeks ago, I might have brought his name up, saying, "Yeah," and I said, "I'm going to call Steve and tell him you're late." Well, he passed this week.
Sad. He was a dear man.
Suddenly, yeah.
And he had such a great demeanor. And, he just was there to help. He was a beautiful human being.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Had a smile on his face. And he just retired, I believe, didn't that? But
and I had to comment on that too, because he retired. He was early 60s. He retired earlier than most people retire. And I remember him telling me that his financial advisor had advised him to retire.
Yes.
And what a great guy, because he'd actually got to spend 3 or 4 years retired before he passed. And I remember he would always be like bragging about, he's like, "Oh, let me check if I have Monday open. Oh, look, I have an opening." He was very, very happy to be retired, and we're going to miss him. And sorry, It didn't last longer. His retirement.
He left a lot of good memories that people can identify. That's what life's about. I remember you. I'm going to share something with you because I know how important this is. My dad was turning 60 and he was getting ready to retire. And he was having a double hernia operation. We were in Maryland at the time, and I was with my mother. And, it was a normal, even back then, a, routine operation. Well, the doctor comes out, and he was really frightful in his look and his demeanor. And he said to my mother, he says, I have something very strange to share with you. When I was going through this, the surgery, there was this green pus that was all over his whole lower abdomen. And I never seen anything like it. I had his suture him up. I've never seen anything like that before. So I need to tell you this. And my mother lost because she was thinking about all the years and retirement and everything. And I told the doctor, I said, my dad is really healthy. I mean, he's never had any problems. And being Dr. Bill, I said, well, maybe it was a burst appendix or whatever. But the doctor said, we'll need to have the test. So we went up, my dad went up to Sloan Kettering Institute in New York, Manhattan, for tests. And there's the silver lining on this. And it's in the book. And it's I think it's chapter 8 in Washington about making a mark in Washington. So my dad was going through all these tests and he had all these tubes, and he tells the doctor, he says, Doc, you got to take these tubes out, And he says, Joe, I'm sorry, we're going to keep them in another few days. Don't worry about it. He says, well, they're very uncomfortable. Well, wouldn't you believe that night, the nurse on duty faints in his room.
Oh, no.
So my dad, being so chivalrous, he gets out of bed and he helps the nurse. He takes out the tubes and he helps the nurse. And I don't know if he saved her life, but the next day.
But what, he gave her the tubes? Get out of here.
I don't think but he did help her. And the next day, the doctor's making the rounds. And he looks into my dad's room and he sees Dad with his Joseph kind of look. He says, Joe, I understand there was an incident last night and the nurse fainted and you helped her. He said, yeah. I said, and those tubes are still out. I said, I think you can keep them out. And the most important thing was that the tests were negative. There wasn't any.
Of course, your dad lived a long life.
And he had a retirement.
He
retired. That was, I think, a little push because he retired, I guess, within 4 years.
Did he retire more than once?
Oh, yes, John.
Yeah.
It's all here.
Yep.
Ruth Eckerd Hall. Everywhere he went, they had a beautiful, bittersweet retirement.
He kept having retirement parties. He liked them so much, he went back to work. Right.
At Ruth Eckerd Hall, he was given a year's, he could retire then and get a year's pay, or he could work and get a going away part. He took the going away part. He loved those. But I'm going to share with you, it is Valentine's Day. My dad, hundreds and hundreds of cards that he wrote. And my mother, she wasn't too far behind dishing him out.
They freelance for Hallmark.
Oh, they invested in Hallmark cards, and she would do it and dishing them out, literally and figuratively, because my mother loved to cook. Now, I swear to you, this appeared on my table this morning. I don't know how it got here, just like in the opening of the book, in my garage, that computer-generated card that my mother wrote for my dad that graces the front of the book, because I said, that has to be there. She says, Dear Joe, baby, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Remember that? That's right there.
Yep.
And I said, there's something going on there. You open it up and she says, oh, Joe, honey, who am I kidding? I always want to be right. You know that. Love, Thelma. That's in the front of the book. Well, This is from my sister. They're married 44 years. Evidently, all that love went that. Lee, my brother-in-law, very dear man, person. So anyway, this was February 14th. This is in the tradition of our family. Valentine's Day card, 2018. Dear Bill, everything good and sweet and wonderful. That's what you're wished, and that's what you are. Happy Valentine's Day, love, Bonnie and Lee. So that's that. That's our family, and I'm so blessed to be part of it. And I think we're going to leave them with one more song there. We're going to do a threesome here, and this is sort of a love song.
We don't have enough time for a song.
We're going to do a quickie. Can we do a quickie?
We're going to go out with the song.
Okay, yeah. It's called Leaving on a Jet Plane. It's like Valentine's Day because there's wedding rings and kisses and all kinds of stuff involved. And you can do the, here we go. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. Hate to wake you up to say goodbye. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morning. Taxi's waiting, he's bringing us home. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh baby, I hate to go. So many times I let you down. So many times I played around. Tell me now, they don't mean nothing. Every place I go, I'll think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving right here, and I'm going to finish this song another time because I'm going to leave you with a song, with the words from this one of the most beautiful person that has graced the earth. And it's a mother.
Okay.
And it's Valentine's Day. So this is from Mother Teresa.
Okay.
On this Valentine's Day. She says, love leaves you with thoughts of none other than a mother's love. This is loving thoughts emerge from mothers because we love them and they're Valentines, they're our hearts and soul. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other.
Mother Teresa said that.
Yes. If we have no peace, it's because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. So go remember, if you can dream it and wish it, when you can see it, then seize it. And hope you all have a wonderful, loving Valentine's Day. Because I'm here with my friend. Ay, 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 ay. But we have a lot alike. So please go forth, bring love with you and share it. And everybody have a lot of candy and get it after the 15th, because I'm going to be out there getting my candy on Valentine's Day on the 15th. We love you. Thank you, James. John, we'll see you next week. God bless. Your friend, Bill.